The Real 90-Foot Stone by Daniel Spino and Charlotte Wheatley, the final analysis. The big question we had going into the research was whether the 90-feet stone was real or just a myth. This must be a consideration because of John Smith's credibility. It's apparent that Smith was concealing the truth regarding how the money pit was discovered and how it was being used in a smuggling operation. Smith, along with Anthony Vaughan, Jr., changed the story of the discovery and lied about the events for decades. This puts into question whether the stone ever existed or was just made up by Smith and Vaughan. Based on our research, our opinion is that there was indeed a stone with strange markings in John Smith's fireplace. We came to this conclusion because multiple witnesses stated there was such a stone with strange markings located in the fireplace. It's highly unlikely that all these people were lying about seeing the stone. We suspect that this original stone never left Oak Island. The early descriptions of the 90-feet stone are more of a match for the Tory stone than the two other stones that were on display at Creighton's bookbindery. We believe that an opinion was sought by J.B. McCulley and A.O. Creighton to translate the markings on the Tory stone. The best place to find someone at that time was at the local college. We believe that Creighton's cousin, James Creighton, referred his professors at Dalhousie College to render a translation. We believe the stone was viewed by Professors DeMille, Johnson, and James Liecci, and they gave their opinion on the markings. They could not decipher or identify it, which left it useless in the treasure hunt. The stone had become broken when removed from Smith's fireplace. It was then discarded on the island by McCulley et al., with the idea that if we can't figure it out, no one will. At this point, we believe A.O. Creighton and J.B. McCulley came up with the idea of another stone being used and creating a secret cipher to put on it. James Liecci agreed to come up with the cipher, assisted by DeMille and Johnson, that said, 10 feet below, 2 million pounds are buried. Which was a clear reference to Captain Kidd, who most people believed buried treasure on Oak Island. Why would Liecci agree to do this? Money! Salaries for professors were low in those days, and it was common for them to supplement their income. This was especially the case for Liecci, who was a tutor and was earning half as much as a professor. Upon completion of the cipher, we believe that McCulley and Creighton had someone else carve the cipher into another stone, and it sat on display in the window at Creighton's bookbindery until Creighton no longer needed it to attract investors or interest. This would constitute investor fraud, which would be a very good reason why there were no known photographs, rubbings, or any evidence of the stone's existence except for eyewitness reports. We understand that these are serious allegations, and they question the character of McCulley and Creighton. There are indications that McCulley was involved in other dubious activities that suggest that he would be involved with such a scam. As for Creighton, the continued use of this stone and an additional stone that was obviously fake indicates the same character issues. It appears that the Creighton family was hiding information regarding the stone and its authenticity for a very long period of time. After it was no longer needed at Creighton's, the stone from the bookbindery was taken to Truro, Nova Scotia by McCulley, where he showed it off to family, friends, and potential investors. Some say it was put in his fireplace, but that claim has not been substantiated. It stayed there for about 25 years, when the Creightons became involved with Oak Island again. The fake cipher stone remained in Truro with McCulley, and another stone in the bookbindery was used as a substitute prop, and the story of the carvings being worn away was made up. This stone went into the basement at the bookstore around 1919 until Doug Crowell found it in 2018, almost 100 years later. This totaled 3 stones that were involved with the 90-feet stone operation. This would be another reason why no photographs were taken of the stones at the bookbindery. It would be easy to identify the original from the fakes and provide evidence of fraud. Keep in mind that treasure hunters are known to be very secretive and protect their information closely because they don't want anyone else to discover the treasure before themselves. We believe that indeed Professor Liecci was paid by Reverend A.T. Kempton to provide a story about Oak Island and the cipher he developed years earlier, but Liecci wanted to stay anonymous. A clue this was written by Liecci is in the beginning of the story when the emphasis on the German settlers is made. It sounds like it was made by a German who was taking pride in their accomplishments. Liechti was Swiss with German heritage, and his wife was of German descent. It appears that Liechti changed the 10 feet to 40 feet below description in the cipher due to the depth of the subsequent digs. We also know that A.T. Kempton knew far more about the stone than he let on to Frederick Blair and kept certain details hidden. In fact, we believe that Kempton was referred to Liechti through information provided by the Creighton family. The Kemptons and the Creightons were cousins. We suspect that the stone that was in J.B. Macaulay's possession with Liechti's cipher message ended up with Helen Creighton, the famous collector/folklorist, in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Its current whereabouts are unknown, but we suspect someone in their family may have it in their private collection. Which brings us to the question, where's the other piece of the Tory stone and what do the markings mean? We believe the stone was broken in two when it was removed from Smith's fireplace, and someone placed it by the old well. Why would anyone do this? Our best guess is that whoever was told to destroy the stone decided to hide it so another party could discover it later. The missing part of the Tory stone is still most likely on the island. A thorough search should be a top priority, starting in the Money Pit area and immediate vicinity and fanning out over the island. We believe the markings continue on the missing section and may contain other symbols/evidence. Extensive research to identify the origin of the markings and why the stone would be put in the Money Pit is ongoing. It has been noted that the Tory stone looks decorative and may have been a piece of architecture. It is possible that the stone was originally part of a structure that may have been located on the island. Research exploring this possibility and other related ideas is in progress. It's also very important to keep in mind that with the 90 feet stone cipher being fake, it has serious ramifications on La Formule cipher and the Rochefoucauld/Xena map being legitimate. A complete analysis of that is coming soon. Thank you for reading our series.